Hello again, everyone. I'm going to be doing a Pathfinder video on the Ranger class today. I have a friend that's going to be playing a Ranger, so I'm going to go into more detail about it up to level 4. After that, I'll just give the brief explanation like I have been. So, to start off, a Ranger is a D10 hit die. So, you roll a D10 for health every level. It gets 6 plus his int modifier and skills, so it gets more than the average class will. When you compare it to like a fighter, that gets 2 per level, and then rogues of course get 8 per level. But let's jump down into what the class actually gets. Alright, so it's a full BAB class, so every level you can get +1 to your BAB. It has a good fort save, good reflex save, poor will save. Basically, this means your fort and reflex save are going to grow faster. You start with the +2 in both of those, +0 in will save. Now to the special abilities. The first thing you get is your first favorite enemy. Now when you pick your favorite enemy, you can pick from a group of subtypes, such as aberrations, animals, constructs, dragons, fae, different types of humanoid, like so let's say elf, dwarf, and then various other things. Now what this does is against your favorite enemy you get a +2 to bluff, knowledge, perception, sense, motive, survival, and +2 on attack and damage rolls against them. Now it's very specific compared to where a fighter gets weapon training, where you get to pick a group of weapons and get a bonus, but this bonus progresses a lot faster. But like I said, it's very specific. Now, at 5th level, 10th level, 15th level, and 20th level, you get to choose another one of these favorite enemies. And in addition to this, your +2 will turn to a +4. Only for your first one. So let's say at level 1 you take favorite enemy Goblin. At level 5 you pick animals. Well, at level 5 your bonus against goblins is now a +4. Animals is still +2. In level 10 you say you pick Gnoll. Or let's just say elf to make it easy. You got a +6 against goblins, +4 against animals, and a +2 against elves. So, the Ranger class does more specify what they're good at, and in certain campaigns, maybe you pick something so you thought it'd be cool, and you, like, let's say you pick demons, and you go through an entire campaign, not a single demon. In situations like this, always refer to your DM, ask what the campaign is going to be centered around, and that way you can make sense. Picking animals is always usually a safe choice. There should almost always be some sort of animal pack you're going to fight. If you're in like a city-based campaign, there's going to be bandits, various races, but humanoid, human will always come in handy. Now the second ability you get is track. This gives half your level to survival checks to track enemies, or track whatever you might be looking for. So if you're tracking a bear, you'd roll your survival as normal, and then you'd add half your level into that bonus. The next ability, Wild Empathy. It's kind of like a diplomacy check to an animal. It's a 1d20 plus your level plus your charisma. So instead of putting skill ranks into this, you just use your character's level as skill ranks, so to speak. And domesticated animals will start indifferent towards you, typically wild animals, unfriendly. Doing this, you have to be within 30 feet of the animal and visible, and it usually takes 1 minute. Depending on the animal, it might take more time, but it's generally just like a diplomacy check. But starting at level 2, you get a combat style feat. Now the unique thing about this, because fighters get bonus feat every even level, this is similar, except it allows you to skip prerequisites. So let's say you hit level 2 and you decide you want to be a ranged ranger. Normally, precise shot, you need point blank shot before you can pick it. In this case, you can just grab precise shot and skip point blank altogether. Basically, precise shot, it's a needed feat no matter who you are, as long as you're doing a ranged build. Because if you have allies that are fighting in melee with an enemy, you take a -4 to hit without it. Now, point blank shot is a little bit more situational, where you have to be within 30 feet of an enemy, but you get +1 to hit, +1 to damage. But being ranged, more than likely, you're going to want to stay back for the majority of the fight. Anyway, the styles that you can pick from are archery, 2-weapon fighting, crossbow, mounted combat, natural weapons, two-handed weapons, weapon and shield. And basically, all of those are basically going to be what you're gonna pick. Once you pick it, you're locked in, but it'll give you access to more important feats quicker. At 3rd level, you gain endurance as a bonus feat. Alright, starting at 3rd level is when you get your next big ability, your favorite terrain. Now, this is kind of like a favorite enemy situation, where you get +2 on various things. Initiative is your order to go, knowledge, geography, perception, stealth, survival. And a ranger traveling through his favorite terrain normally leaves no trail and cannot be tracked. So, when you pick your favorite terrain, you obviously want to pick some place that you're going to be in a lot. Your terrains can be basically, you have cold terrain, desert, forest, jungle, mountain, plains, then plains, as in like other planes other than the material one. Let's say the Shadow Realm, Fire Realm, Elysium, Hell, etc. Swamps, underground, urban, and water. Water is whether you're swimming or on a boat. This bonus increases, so you get level 3, goes up at 8, and every 5 levels afterwards. And just like favorite enemy, you can pick more terrains. Now, level 4 is the big level. You get Hunter's Bond. You can either choose to have an animal companion, or you can choose to spend your move action to give your favorite enemy bonus to a single ally, or to all allies within 30 feet. You can do this. The bonus will last for a number of rounds equal to your wisdom modifier. Basically, all your allies within 30 feet, so if you're ranged, you're going to want to use it right away. They all get bonuses. So if your favorite enemy is a goblin, goblins come out, you can give that bonus to them up to your wisdom modifier. So typically for a ranger, you're going to be more martial based. So this might be as little as 2 to 3 rounds. The second bonus, Animal Companion, like I was saying before, this is going to act like the Druid's Animal Companion, except for your Ranger level -3. It's going to be what your Druid level is. Now, with this being the way it is, your animal companion is going to be a lot weaker than you are at that time. In a lot of situations like this, you're going to want to pick a more utility-based one. There are feats, though, that you can take that will catch your animal companion up with your ranger level. So it depends on what you go with. If you want more combat-based, grab those. And the second big thing at level 4 is you start gaining spells. They're divine spells. Look up the ranger spell list. Most of them are going to be buff orientated. Actually, I think all of them are. Just like any other class, you need a modifier of in your wisdom score equal to that spell level, or not modifier, but above 10. So 11 wisdom, first level, 12 second level. For this though, your maximum spell level is 4. So having a 14 wisdom will give you access to all the spells as you level up. But to prepare spells, you have to spend 1 hour each day, well, typically in the morning when your character wakes up, to prepare these spells. Like divine spells, one thing to note is you know all divine spells right away. But you can only pick so many that you can use that day. So you'll be looking at your maximum. So at level 4, you have 0 first level spells per day. So for this, you're going to want to have a higher wisdom. I believe if you have 14 wisdom, it'll push you up to 1 spell. Now if you look all the way down to level 20, you'll have 4 level 1, 4 level 2, 3 level 3, 3 level 4. And having a high wisdom will give you bonus spells. Typically no more than 1 in each slot, but that'll give you more utility. Alright, let's see. Other than that, at 7th level you gain Woodland Stride. At 9th level you gain Evasion. Basically evasion, you get to roll the reflex save. If you pass, you take no damage from area of effect spells. Woodland Stride, if it does what I believe it does, you can go through difficult terrain that's nature based, like thorny areas or overgrown areas, and you can go through at normal speed and not take any damage, as long as it's not magical, that is. At 8th level you get Swift Tracker. You can track faster without taking the normal penalty. If you're running, if you're tracking and sprinting, you'd normally take a -20. This will bump down to -10. Level 11 you get Quarry. Ranger can take 10 on his survival checks while moving at normal speed. You get a +2 insight bonus on attacks against your quarry, and all critical threats are automatically confirmed. Basically what this means, you pick an enemy, you can track them easier, and when you're in combat you get that +2 to hit, and the big thing is automatically confirming critical hits. So normally you have to roll the dice. If you're using a bow and arrow, you have to roll a 20 on the die to crit. Now to confirm that crit, basically what that means, you have to roll again and beat their armor class. If you don't, you do not crit. If you beat it, you do. This gets rid of that chance roll altogether, which is huge because long bows and short bows have a ×3 multiplier. So your 1d8 will turn to 3d8. And any bonuses you have, such as strength from having a composite bow, that strength will be tripled as well. Deadly aim will also be tripled. Any enhancement bonuses also tripled. At 12th level, you gain camouflage. When you're in your favorite terrain, you can stealth. So normally you have to have cover. This lets you camouflage yourself and just move in. 16, you get improved evasion. If you fail the reflex save, you only take half damage. At 17, you get hide in plain sight. Even if people are watching you, you can make a stealth. 19, improved quarry. Basically just buffing that up by quite a bit. And level 20, master hunter. But one important thing, make sure to check the spell list, what you want to do. Always have a clear thought in mind of what kind of combat style your character is going to use. There are ways to retrain, but that's up to your DM and downtime. But keep in mind, have a solid idea what you want to play, a solid idea what your build path is going to move towards. Like, if you want to use bow and arrow, you obviously want range feats, you want the range combat style. But that's the ranger class in a nutshell. Obviously, there's a lot more to it. Always look up the class before you start putting it on paper. Make sure everything does what you want it to. And that is it. Thank you for listening.